Hello and welcome. I am Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today is another grocery discovery. Today we're going to look at a seed, a tiny little powerhouse that I'm not sure you've been enjoying in your diet. It is the hemp seed. Yes, we've talked about chia seeds. We've talked about, the biblical significance of flaxseed. Always will be my favorite. Today, though, we're going to touch on hemp seeds. What are the health benefits? It's going to really rock your world. How to buy it in the store, and as always, a delicious recipe that you can try today and enjoy tonight. Starting with the powerhouse of nutrition, it's protein. In the hemp seeds, for every tablespoon, you're going to get 3 to 5 grams of protein. So adding this into your smoothie every morning, if you are out of protein powder, then you might just say, well, I get 3 to 5 grams of protein per tablespoon, so now I can just add in enough to equate that protein powder. That's how simple this can be. So besides protein, we have fat. And in the fat, we get 2 to 3 grams of fat per tablespoon. It's going to vary between the plants. It's going to vary between how it's been harvested and how it's been processed. So that's why I'm kind of giving you variables. And then fiber. Fiber, as you know, I am the queen of fiber. And if you have not watched my kind of humorous video on fiber, please go check that out. You just never know how that one's going to turn out, so you need to check it out for yourself. So 3 to 5 grams of fiber per tablespoon serving. These three alone creates that satiety, creates that fullness that helps you to delay the next meal. It helps you with intermittent fasting. It helps you in so many ways. And many times we eat because we think we're hungry, but we're really not. And so it helps you to understand true hunger and true satisfied. So that's the beginning of why these hemp seeds are so important. Then we go on to the other nutritional elements that come with the hemp seeds. And the first is ALA, alpha-linoleic acid. And this is been so much more researched lately, and we studied this in the inner circle when we studied kidney health and how to do a kidney cleanse. We did all of this in the inner circle. That's where we do our deep dives. If you're thinking, Annette, I love what you teach, I follow you on YouTube, but I want more, then you need to join us in our Biblical Nutrition Academy in our courses, and then go even the step further into the inner circle. That's where we get the deep dives, and that's where you get the one-on-one time with me. So ALA is important. Now, you already know that omegas, your omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, your essential fatty acids, which I teach about in the Nutrition Assessment Questionnaire. You'll find that on the Biblical Nutrition Academy as well. But in the hemp seeds, you get a 2-to-1 ratio, which is extremely good. So between the omega-3s and the omega-6, perfectly balanced. So this makes it a perfect food. Now, they've also discovered that hemp seeds are neuroprotective. This means it's going to benefit your brain and the nerve endings that are communicating with every area of your body. Now, I've taught you already in the gut microbiome, in the vagus nerve, and in the brain, you've got 3 different brains, including your heart. And this communication is going through your neurons. And so when we have a neuroprotective effect from a food, we're going to be able to think better, we're going to be able to respond quicker, and we're going to be able to remember what we just did. And so that's important. Even in my 30s, like, where did I put my car keys? And so I always blamed it on, that postpartum issue. You're like, I gave all my brains to my kids when I delivered them. And so I'm sure many of you have used that as well.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Download now and reclaim your God-designed health.
Now here's another fatty acid that I want you to get, GLA. So hemp seeds have GLA. Now, GLA, as I've taught you in the Treasures of Health Nutrition Manual, I've given you quite a lot of information in that manual about GLA. And one of the funnest benefits of GLA is libido. Now, do I need to say more, or are you just guys going to go run and grab some hemp seed? Yes, I get that. So now, besides what I've just shared with you, which is amazing benefits, it's kind of like over-the-top benefits, hemp seeds help to build muscle tone, muscle tissue, and they're very good for your heart. Now, I could go on, but here's one more that I need to share with you, and it's varicose veins. I actually have been plagued with this for a long time in my life, and the more I exercise, the more difficult it gets. But it's never stopped me. I'm not going to let it stop me. But here's what I want you to get. Hemp seeds they help the vessels, your arteries and your veins, to stay smooth and elastic. And that in itself is going to help prevent varicose veins. It also keeps your heart strong as well. So we've talked about a lot, and I just want to go over this, but there's two more things. Magnesium. A serving of hemp seeds, which is typically a serving is 3 tablespoons, is going to give you 50% of your daily value of magnesium. Now, I've taught about magnesium and magnesium foods. I've taught you so many times about this. In the inner circle, we go into how much magnesium to have every day. Yet hemp seeds are going to give you 50% of your daily value. Now, always remember, daily value is what the government thinks you need. And I always don't listen to the government, and I think, well, what does my body need? Magnesium is responsible for over 400 different enzyme reactions in your body. Leg cramps, magnesium, women who have PMS cramping, magnesium. So we need to look at magnesium for so many different reasons. Our body needs it. And yet, always remember, God's foods will give it to you naturally. And this is another food that will do that. And then zinc. Every day, go out in the sun for a minimum of 10 minutes. Every day. Even if it's cloudy, go outside. Our immune system needs that outdoor exposure. Yet, hemp seeds increase your zinc. Yes, so hemp seeds have zinc. So that's just such an incredible package of what God has put together inside this seed. Now, here's the thing. Hemp seed does not lead to cancers. It does not cause hallucinogenic effect. It's the seed of the plant, not the leaf of the plant. And it should not interfere with a urine test if you're being tested for professional sports. So how can you enjoy this today? One, you could just sprinkle it on your salad. Now, in the Healthy Treasures cookbook, I've given you salad dressing recipes. You could actually add the seeds to the dressing, and then it will naturally coat your salad. Definitely a good way of having it. You could put the seeds on top of your bread as a pretty topping. You could mix it into your bread. You could add it into your soups. You could put it in your salads, all of that. So now I'm going to share with you my favorite recipe because I love having bars as snacks. Now, those of you in my inner circle are like, Annette, we don't get snacks. I know, but I will add it to my lunch, or it could be my breakfast to go. And that just makes it a great treat. So let's go and make some hemp seed snack bars. Okay, breakfast bars. To get started, we're going to use 1 cup of freshly chopped almonds. So I took some of these whole almonds, put them in the blender in my dry blade Vitamix, and blended it up until I had just a good consistency. Just pretty much this is the way I like it. The more you blend it, the more fine it will be, which is how you're going to make your own almond butter someday, is just throwing it in the blender. But this is how I like it for today. So we have 1 cup of almonds. We have 3/4 a cup of hemp seeds. Now, mind you, I want to point out too. So hemp seeds are going to come like this. They're going to come shelled, and they may say hulled. Hemp seeds are very similar to sunflower seeds. They come in a very hard outer coating. So you definitely can't buy them like that and enjoy them. So they're always going to come hulled, or as this one says, shelled. So there's that. To this, we're going to add 1/4 a cup of flaxseed. Again, I freshly milled it in a coffee grinder. And if you have not caught my video, watched my video, I have a couple of them on the flaxseed, and one of them is going to tell you about the biblical significance of flaxseed. And you will never read the story of Joshua and Rahab again the same. To this, we're going to add 1/3 a cup of nut butter. whatever is your favorite. Today I'm using a sunflower nut butter. You might want to use an almond or some other variety. Now this nut butter does have sweetener already in it. It already has an organic sweetener, so I may not need to add a sweetener to my bars today. If you want, you can add 1/3 a cup of maple syrup or honey, or you could keep it no calorie and add in some stevia. Either the stevia extract, the stevia drops, or the stevia packets. Now I'm using my Fisky, but sometimes, which is just, I like to have fun when I cook, and I think my Fisky is a lot of fun, but sometimes it's just easier to use a spatula. Now to this I'm going to add 1/4 a cup of melted coconut oil. I'm also going to add just a pinch of cinnamon. And I'm going to add some Enjoy Life mini chocolate chips. You could also use cacao nibs, and that would be even healthier, a more healthful option. But since I want my husband to really like these bars, I'm going to have to give him the real chocolate. So I just kind of keep my coconut in one of my protein containers. I love coconut, and my husband's okay with coconut, so I'm going to definitely keep this in here and add this. If you're not a coconut fan, then definitely you could leave it out. Think of other ingredients that you could add to make it a favorite for your family. So what we're going to do is just put this in a tray and freeze it for 1 hour and then cut it into bars. I'm covering these up with some saran wrap as I put it in the freezer. Well, here's our bars straight out of the freezer, so we're just going to cut them up into pieces and serve them on the tray. Tonight I'm actually going to a Shabbat service, so we're going to have these at the Shabbat. Now, don't those just look delicious? Well, I hope you are as thankful as I am today about all the different foods that God has given us so that we can enjoy His goodness, we can enjoy the blessings that come from the food. Be sure and put in the comments down below what you thought about this recipe, what you added to it to make it even better for your family. And I can't wait to read your comments. If you subscribe to this channel, then we can stay connected as I teach you more and more about God's goodness. And His #1 ingredient in the recipe that He has given us for excellent health is that God loves you. Be thankful, be grateful, but always recognize God loves you. Thanks for watching.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Download now and reclaim your God-designed health.
Are you ready to have more fun in life and not be plagued with sickness and tiredness? Are you ready to take back your health and the health of your family? There is nothing more refreshing than seeing your health be transformed, and not just temporary. Let's make your health a living transformation. Therefore, at the Reclaim Retreat, we see transformations happen as soon as you arrive at this anointed place, a sacred space where God is at work and you can truly rest in His presence. Join a community of like-minded individuals ready to reclaim their health, their joy, and their God-given purpose. Come be refreshed, be renewed, be transformed. Spots are limited. Save yours today and reclaim what God has already promised you.